Presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis is pledging to restore the original name of an Army base in North Carolina after it was officially changed over its Confederate roots. Take a look.
And I also look forward to, as president, restoring the name of Fort Bragg to our great military base in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And it's an iconic name and an iconic base, and we're not going to let political correctness run amok in North Carolina.
It was on June 2nd that Fort Bragg, named after Confederate General Braxton Bragg, became Fort Liberty. The change is part of a broader push by the U.S. military to erase Confederate names following racial unrest in 2020. This pledge by DeSantis to change that is a story that's getting traction only via left and center-oriented news outlets, as you can see here on our Media Miss tool. We use this tool to help select our stories so you can get fair coverage on the headlines one side is underreporting. Check it out for yourself at straightarrownews.com. In addition to Fort Bragg, at least 8 other Army installations around the U.S. have been or are set to be renamed by 2024, Fort Bragg being the most expensive. In fact, the congressionally established Naming Commission, which garnered bipartisan support, estimated last year that renaming all the bases would cost $21 million. That's because changing the name doesn't just entail putting up a new sign at the front. The commission says the cost covers changing or removing symbols, displays, monuments, or paraphernalia that commemorate the slavery-defending Confederate States of America. With respect to Fort Bragg, which is now Fort Liberty, one side argues the change is justified and that the effort to reverse it is an appeal to hatred.
These sorts of appeals, right, makes me think of my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather and people who grew up in the South, black people who grew up in the South who had to deal with the implications of that appeal.
Right.
And so it's a brazen appeal to hatreds, a brazen appeal to the belief that certain people possess, right, the country, and other people should just simply shut up and be grateful.
Meanwhile, another presidential candidate, Mike Pence, is doubling down, telling people in North Carolina he also wants to see Fort Bragg restored, suggesting the change was made out of political correctness.
We will end the political correctness in the hallways of the Pentagon, and North Carolina will once again be home to Fort Bragg.